Good morning and welcome to the Pregame Skate. I'm your host, IIHF, coming to you live from Facebook and YouTube here on day 9 at the IIHF World Championships. So grab your morning coffee, make sure you're fully caffeinated because we have a full day of action ahead on the ice in Riga, 6 games on the schedule. Crazy. So before we look ahead, let's take a look back at yesterday's action, including a couple must-win scenarios and a dramatic shootout.
Just a year where a lot of their players refused to come, and it's a thin lineup, and then as we mentioned, lost a couple of key people as it is.
Team website, and they list all the players that they have invited to the World Championship. They list the players that have declined.
First teams to get to the 5 games played mark in Pool A. Kempe, save, rebound, scores. Pass up for Connolly. Connolly's pass goes nowhere and grabbed off at center and brought back in by Mario Kempe. Kempe scores! Kempe will take a bump from O'Connor, and this one will come to an end as Sweden will pick up win number 2.
Be sure Adam Henrique standing in front gets a piece of this no win. Here it is. There it goes.
Dolan feeds it back to Perfetti. In, shoot, scores! Cole Perfetti! Canada wins it 4-2. Kazakhstan drops to 3-2 in the tournament. Canada now.
Belovich sends it back at the line. And Balin's dump in comes off a leg. Here comes Frome with some room. Frome fires, scores! 921 save percentage, but a couple get by him glove side. Nicholas Hart plays it back. Shot, score! Convincing 5-2 victory over Belarus.
Bit of a sticky game.
Krastenberg's in, shoot, scores! Oh, what a shot by Riddars Krastenberg to tie the game. Holden moves in on Kivlenieks and scores. Posted in.
That's such a
Starzinch works in. Oh, what a move. Oh.
pretty.
Here's Haga with a chance to win it for Norway. Haga moves in and scores. And Norway wins it.
Literally never a dull moment here in Riga. And one of the teams that had a must-win performance yesterday was Sweden, led by your fan-voted hero of the day, Mario Kempe, who scored twice and secured a 4-1 win over Great Britain. Just so you know, you can vote for your fan-voted hero of the day every day on Twitter after all the games are done. It's a 30-minute poll, so get ready to do that tonight. And before the game, I got a chance to sit down with 2 Swedes, Marcus Sorensen and Victor Louvre, to chat about their childhood as teammates and where they are now a decade later.
So one of the reasons I wanted to talk to both of you at the same time is because I heard that you grew up playing together back when you were young. Is that right?
That's correct.
Do you remember much about that time?
I do.
Okay. Well,
yeah, we remember a lot of that.
What was it like? How have you grown? What was your team like?
Oh, where to start? I think in like we're the same kind of people still, but a little bit more mature. But you can still see the same personality in both of us. So.
And what was the team called that you grew up playing? I'm not going to try to pronounce it, I'll be honest.
Södertälje.
What was it, sorry?
Södertälje.
Okay, so do you guys ever, go back and visit? Are you still engaged as like alumni of the team?
I still live in that town.
Oh, okay. Maybe you'll be a coach one day.
I'm not gonna be a coach, no.
Which one of you would be the better coach?
Him.
I think so too.
Why do you think so?
No, I like to be like in control of everything. I think I'd rather be a coach than a player, but I don't think I will do that in the end anyways.
Interesting. So what was the hockey like in your hometown? Was it, a really small town? Did you have a lot of fans? What was it like playing there and growing up?
It's like a city with like 100,000 people, I think. a lot, like a big interest for hockey. When we grew up, I think they played in the first league. Now they are in the second league. So, but there's still a lot of fans, I would say. Yeah.
It's just 20 minutes away from downtown Stockholm.
Nice. Sounds like a good spot to be.
Not too bad.
Oh, it's a good place to grow up in, but. Yeah.
I feel like Sweden is just a hockey country everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're in a little small town, big city, you can find a great team to play for. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're right, 100%.
And then do you remember who your coach was when you guys were playing together, and or any influences that helped you get to where you are now?
Yeah, we've had a lot of I think we had maybe four different coaches, I think. But the first one we had is the dad of one of my friends, or one of our friends. His name is Conny Jansson. But he's
a Hall of Famer in that town too.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So that's the one I remember the most from, or I remember the bad ones too, but I'm not going to name them.
No, but he's the one we had for longest.
Oh, that's
we had him for at least 4 years, I think. So the other coaches we only had for 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, that was the first. Yeah, it was the first coach we had together. So
that's really nice. Were you guys friends back then, or were you a little bit competitive?
I think we've always been friends.
Yeah.
Nice.
But he's a demon,
and
I'm a
forward. Later. Okay, that makes sense. And then, now we fast forward and we're, at least 10 years away from that time. What is it like kind of reminiscing, and now you're playing together on the same team again? How is that? Is that something sentimental to you, or do you not really care?
I think it's pretty cool, especially from that time. We're not that many guys that made it to Europe or to even NHL. It's only me and Victor that came out of there. We have a couple guys that plays in the Swedish league, but not got any further than that. So it's pretty cool.
Definitely. It was a long time ago we played with each other. So I would say it's pretty big. And since we're started to play when we're 10, it's pretty cool, I think.
That's really nice. Maybe they'll rename the arena in your town after both of you.
They will not rename the arena after us.
How do you know?
No, definitely not. There's some other big stars from there though. So we'll see.
So you still have a future in front of you. You could become that big star.
We'll see.
Where's your confidence level, boys?
No, but
it's closer to that. Not.
I moved to Stockholm and I played for a different team in Stockholm, so that's my team right now.
I see. All right, so enemies now. And then, so Victor, you played in Toronto for a little bit, or you've been in Toronto. I'm from Toronto, so hello to that. What was a little bit about your experience there with the Maple Leafs organization, or being in the Toronto area? Did you like it? Were we nice?
No, it was really nice. Now when you look back, I should have enjoyed it more than I did. I was taking it a little bit too serious, I think. But now when I look back, it was a really good time.
Well, you can always come back and visit.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe when the pandemic is over. But
that's right.
I have some friends still playing there, so there's a chance.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad to hear that it was a good experience. And then Marcus, you're, with the San Jose, you've been there. What's the hockey culture like on the West Coast of the United States? Is it as crazy as a Sweden would be?
Yeah, I would say so.
Really? That's great.
Our home fans is really good. It's not like Canada, but it's still pretty cool city to play in.
That's good to hear, because I think they get a little bit of a bad reputation of being, California, don't care about hockey, but it's great to hear that they really do, when those teams are out there on the West Coast, put a lot of emphasis in being fans, right?
Oh yeah, they care about hockey, but we have the sun as well, so they're on the beach for during the day, and then during the night they watch hockey.
That's a nice life.
Yeah.
And then in terms of Sweden, so I know it's a huge opportunity and an honor to represent your country. we host this show every day, and the Swedish fans are amazing. They're always in the chat wanting to hear from their players, wanting to get more coverage from you guys. So what is the opportunity like to wear that, you know, jersey, and what are the fans like when you do get to have them in the stands?
You go ahead.
I mean, the Swedish fans are awesome. It would be nice to play in front of them, but we still feel their support. They have, you can feel like when we're playing bad, you can tell right away that they're all over us. But at the same time, when we're playing good, they all cheer for us as well. So it's when we do good, we are heroes back home.
Awesome. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, definitely. Like, you've always been watching these tournaments when you were younger, or like the last couple of years, it feels like there's been a lot of yellow jerseys in the stands. So it would be nice if they were here, but it is what it is.
Well, they're very active on social media. So if you get a moment to go and look at the posts that we're sharing or the posts that they're tagging, they're very, very fun and very loyal. So you should at least feel a little bit of support.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Well, I won't keep you guys for much longer. I know you got a big tournament ahead, but we want to wish you the best of luck and to keep taking a look at what the fans are doing, because they're super awesome to engage with, and they want to say best wishes to all of you.
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
So another dynamic duo that is tearing it up at the IIHF World Championships are Switzerland's young stars, Nico Hiescher and Timo Meyer, helping boost the Swiss team to second place in Group A so far in the tournament. So here's a great highlight reel of this dynamic duo. Okay, breaking news coming to you live right now, literally moments ago. The IIHF has allowed fans to enter the building here in Riga as of Tuesday. So this is coming right to you right now. I don't even have the information in front of me. I'm getting it from my producer. So Riga, come out and support. You'll be able to be in the stands. Information will be able to be found on our IIHF website and our social channels. So breaking news, we'll have fans in the building. It will be so great to hear the rowdy Latvian fans that I've heard so much about. So take a look at our social channels, which just released seconds ago. We're glad to bring you this news live on the Pregame Skate. So exciting, exciting, exciting. But we'll continue with our program and tell you about some of the action in the quarterfinals. So we have a Great Britain is obviously having a tremendous showing here. We want to talk about other dynamic duos that you might be interested in. We just saw Nico Hiescher and Timo Meyer. So put it in the chat if there's other dynamic duos that you're seeing that you're really excited about, any players that are standing out to you. We're going to bring you a feature on a player that is definitely making a name for himself and has a really fun story, and that's Robert Dowd, and he's on Great Britain's team, and we want to hear about his meaningful tattoo.
Honest answer, but like you said, I thought in 2019 we came, I think we were a bit in awe of the situation rather than playing hockey. We were just kind of happy to be here, where once you've been here 1 year, now we kind of decide like it's time to compete and show why we should stay here and be here. So I think a lot of a mental attitude has been a huge shift for us. I think as a unit, as a team, we've been through obviously a lot. We've been through pretty much every different level of the World Hockey division there is, and I think we've grown a strong bond together, and that really shows through. Yeah, a lot of us obviously are kind of late 20s, early 30s, so we know obviously not going to play forever, so it was good to get something in place for when hockey stops happening, and And with the lockdown in Britain and no hockey going, it was a perfect time to try and step your foot into that world and get ready for the next 5 or so years. Once you retire, you can step into the real world. Okay, so number came from, I started playing like adult hockey very young. In England, there's not that many great levels at junior level, so my first games as a kid, I was only 14, almost 15, playing men's hockey, so I was kind of given just the blood jersey out the bottom of the bag. It was like, here kid, take this number. I didn't get a choice. And the tattoo was, I don't know if many people have heard of it from North America, but Europeans, there's a place called Magaluf, which is a bit of a party island. I went there and I was very, very drunk and woke up with a tattoo on my neck, and it could have been a lot worse because some of my friends got some horrendous tattoos that year. But luckily for me, it was just my number, so I thought, I don't have to pay for it to get removed. Well, like I said to you, we've been through pretty much every different level of the World Championships, and there's a core group of fans that have came everywhere, all over the world. They don't miss a trip, and it's great. And obviously, as we've stepped up the rankings, they've seemed to grow and get bigger and louder, which is, it's always nice. Obviously, this year's a bit different with no one being allowed in, but it's always a nice push having them behind us.
A drunken tattoo story. I feel like there might be a couple more of those floating around the tournament, but we got one for you, so that's really great stuff there. If you want to read more about it, visit IIHF.com. We have articles and more information about a lot of players, a lot of coaches, and our writers are amazing, so you can always check out those features. And that's a daily thing you can find on our website. And speaking of daily, it's daily fantasy time. Be sure to set your daily lineups nice and early today because we have 6 games on the docket. As I said, you have a lot of opportunities to get lots of points today. And Eki, who's our resident fantasy hockey expert, has a video for us about what happened yesterday and what to look forward to today.
Yo, what's up guys, Eki here. Welcome to my IIHF Fantasy Day 9 picks. We are getting closer to the end of the group stage, but there's still some games left. Today was the easiest choices for me. 3 Czech players against Great Britain. Czech Republic is in a tough spot in their group. They can't lose any extra points. I think they will be on their A game against Great Britain. The 2 NHL stars, Jakub Vrana and Kubalik. Kubalik has been great the whole tournament, and Vrana scored last game. I'm still expecting him to have that standout game. Score maybe 2, 3, 4 points. I think this might be it. Filip Hronek as well for Czech Republic. Leads Czech Republic defenseman in points. He has 3 points in 4 games. Hoping he will keep it up. And then Toni Sund for Finland against Germany. Sund scored 2 goals in Finland's last game against Italy. I just can't keep him out of my lineup right now. Jason Robertson for the US against Norway. Robertson has been the clear guy for me who stands out for the US. That's the reason I have him here. My goal is Nikita Boyarkin for Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan has been the biggest positive surprise for me in this tournament, and Boyarkin is a big reason for that. In 4 games played, he has 946 save percentage, just unreal stats. I'm thinking Kazakhstan will win Italy today. They kinda have to. Like I said, today was very simple for me. 4 big names in Robertson, Vrana, Kubalik and Hronek. Then 2 hot players, Sand who scored 2 goals last game, and Boyarkin who has for me been the best goalie in the tournament. I have a good feeling about this, but we'll see. And I would need that good feeling because yesterday my fantasy team got 13 points. Even though Denmark won Belarus 5-2, Jensen, who still is the leading scorer in this tournament, didn't get a single point. For Sweden, I picked the wrong Kempe, man. Mario Kempe scored 2 goals, but Adrian Kempe only got 2 fantasy points. Connor Brown was a good pick, 7 points. Had a goal and an assist against Kazakhstan. Kemper as well in net for Canada against Kazakhstan, 6 fantasy points. Okay for a goalie. But my defenseman, -1 point for each. So not a great fantasy day for me. As always, I have to give a shout out to the guy who's leading my own fantasy league. It's Kevin again. This is becoming a team now. But Kevin's lead is going down a bit. Only 8 points yesterday. He played an all-Swedish team yesterday. Wasn't a horrible idea. There was 2 guys who got plenty of fantasy points for Sweden. Mario Kempe and Sørensen. But Kevin didn't have either of them. You can register for the fantasy game at fantasy.iihf.com. For competing, you have a chance to win cash prizes and all kinds of IIHF apparel. Have a great day and see you next time.
Remember, you can really win money and cash and more money and merchandise and bragging rights, which Eki didn't mention, but that's priceless in your friend group. So make sure you're playing, make sure you're following Eki's advice if you want to win. And tonight's final match in Group B will see Finland and Germany, which is a big game with obvious massive standings implications, but it's also a really unique story behind Germany's head coach and assistant coaches who are actually Finnish. So that's a very interesting dynamic today. So this unique storyline is something that they talk about on our podcast, the Totally Ice Hockey Show. So take a listen to what Lucas and Caroline had to say.
There's one interesting little subplot here. Coach Tony Soderholm is, of course, a Finn, and his assistant coach, Ville Peltonen, is a Finnish national hero. Rewind to 1995. When the Finns won their first world title ever in Stockholm, Peltonen scored a hat trick in the 4-1 gold medal win over the host Swedes. Along with Saku Koivu and Jere Lehtinen, he formed the famous Tupu Hupu Lupu line. Now, in case you're wondering what that is, it's the names of Donald Duck's nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie in Finnish. They love their Donald Duck in Finland.
So be sure to listen to the entire podcast. Lucas has some great insight on everything IIHF hockey and really analyzes everything going down on the ice and off of it. So you can subscribe to our podcast and listen to it on all platforms. So let's take a look at today's action ahead. Group A, Czech Republic versus Great Britain in the first game, followed by Switzerland and Russia, two teams in first and second place in that division. So that'll be a very intense game. And Slovakia and Denmark closing out the day. And we move over to Group B. We have Italy versus Kazakhstan to start things off, followed by Norway and the United States, and Germany and Finland ending the night for us, which has that very unique storyline that Lucas and Caroline talked about in the podcast. So a lot of great games ahead. So follow us on social media to get live updates throughout the game. And we also put post-game highlights and in-depth analysis, plus behind-the-scenes content, which is obviously something you don't want to miss. So that is something to follow us for. And of course, we want to shout out our super fans who are sending in amazing content by hashtagging IIHF World and tagging IIHF Hockey. So please continue to do that. We have a really great video from Pete from the United States who's going to sign us off. But we'll be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock local time on the Pregame Skate. I'm your host, IIHF Warfare. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
USA! USA!
Boys and I are cheering on Team USA all week at the IIHF World Championships. We're having fun. They're energetic. They're passionate.